Hey guys, I'm on a road trip today again. Going to look at a couple trucks down here. Got about 100 miles to the first truck, and then from there about another 100 miles to the second truck. So we're getting started pretty early this morning. Headed down here. One thing I like to do when I'm going to look at equipment is not tell them when I'm coming, because I don't want them to have time to prep the truck. You know, if there's bad batteries, I don't want them charging the batteries. I don't want them hiding any symptoms I might find just walking into the truck cold. I definitely want to walk into the truck cold. Now, this isn't going to be a full-blown dyno and oil sample and all that. First, what I'm looking for is to rule the truck out, just to say, no, this ain't the truck. If I get past that and decide it's worth further inspection, then we can, you know, we'll pull an oil sample. If you want to, you can run it on a dyno. You can do some more in-depth analysis of the truck, but we just want to look it over and see, oh, okay, it's got this problem here. I really don't want to deal with that. So I'll take you with me today and kind of show you what I look for best I can. The first truck we're going, well, both trucks we're going to look at are 2016 Mack Pinnacles. One has 450,000 miles, one has 420,000 miles. Why the hell am I looking at a Mack? Well, I've had some recent experiences with two of them, good experiences. They're good trucks, and the market for trucks is so screwed up right now that these are the only trucks I can find that are reasonably priced. Trucks are super high in price. They're in super short supply. So we're going to go take a look at these two and see what's up. I looked at one yesterday. I probably should have made this video yesterday on the one I looked at, because I found a ton of things wrong with that truck. Nothing that can't be fixed. It's all little stuff, and it's all stuff that the dealer is going to fix. The truck had just come in on trade, literally, and I got the inside track on it to go look at it before they put it on the lot. It had not even been through the shop yet for its inspection, and it still had the decals on it from the previous owner. But I really got the lowdown on that truck, so we're going to go look at these two other ones today that have been gone through, and they're on the lot for sale. So here we are. We're here to look at this this gray truck here, and first thing I like to do, like, I didn't even tell the salesman I was here yet. Just want to walk around and get an impression of it, like damage, stuff like that, to see if like obvious signs of neglect, you know. Checking out the tires. A little choppy here, a little cupping on this edge here, but not bad. They're not brand new. If you see brand new tires, you know it's hard to tell, but actually seeing them with used tires is kind of good, because you can see what's going on with the suspension and all that, to see if there's any abnormal tire wear. This truck looks pretty clean. It's not all beat to hell. Just wander around the outside here. Obviously it's been cleaned up and such. What do we got here? All these airlines hanging on this catwalk. We can't have that. That have to be taken care of. They rub on the back of the cab a little bit, but it's obvious that they just kind of quick sprayed the whole frame and everything. Get not brand new recaps, but quite new recaps here on the drives. I'm not a fan of these tires right here, but definitely ain't gonna throw them away, you know. We'll run them out. No abnormal wear, you know, that I can feel. Obviously being newer tires, it'll take a while to show up, but hey, we got no air pressure here, so who knows how long this truck's been sitting. I mean, if it's been sitting 5 months like this, yeah, you're gonna lose air. But if it's been 3 days, which we don't know, then we got a pretty good air leak going on somewhere. So it's got inner and outer steel rims, or aluminum rims rather. So I mean, it's pretty clean outside looking in. So let's basically, the first thing we're gonna do is put it through a really thorough pre-trip here. And you might do this differently, that's fine. You might look for different things. Just showing you what I do. We're gonna start on the passenger side here, and I'm gonna point out a bunch of things, not necessarily spend a lot of time on them, because can't have an hour-long video here, but first thing I noticed right off the bat, the coolant level is quite low. Now we want to know, where did that go? I don't see any spots on the ground, but that doesn't mean that truck has been sitting here in this very spot for long. Who knows? So want to investigate that further. We're definitely going to check the oil dipstick, see if there's any visible or we can smell any signs of coolant in the oil. We're also going to check and make sure that when we start it up, we don't puff giant clouds of smoke in various different colors, which could be fuel or coolant. And we're also going to smell it, see if we have like an eye-burning fuel smell in the exhaust. Some knucklehead spray painted the Davco here, so we can't even see what the hell's in there. I'm going to grab a bottle and I'm going to drain some out of there, and we're going to see what the hell comes out of there. We're looking for coolant, anything. Basically, we want to see if there's anything except for fuel coming out of there. All right, that's clean fuel coming out of there. Now, I can't tell how much is in there. I can't tell if it's a new filter. Judging by the oil filters, it does not look like this truck has had a full service. So I'm going to assume that this is not a brand new fuel filter, but if we bought the truck, that would have to be changed. Okay, we got new shocks on the front, and we can tell because we got new bolts. Looking at brakes in here, we got plenty of brake shoe here on the front end. Also looking for leaky wheel seals. These are brand new brakes on the front. Like I said, this has all been painted, so there's only so much we're going to tell. Just checking over all our hoses here. I don't see any leaks around the tank reservoir here or down this pipe, so that's not where our coolant's going. Looking for any kind of coolant leaks on EGR cooler here, or any wetness, anything. Everything's pretty dry. That heat shield is still in place. Most of the time that heat shield is rotted off and gone. This bellow on the exhaust here looks like that's been replaced at some point. I'm good for any oil leaks. This heat shield's in place. Sometimes that's missing. I don't see any leaks on our coolant hoses here. Everything's fairly in order on this side here. I'm gonna obviously check lights, you know, all the lights, turn signals, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna video that because y'all know how to do that, obviously. Here we got our steering shaft. We're gonna give that a wiggle and a turn. That's nice and tight. We got no play in that. Same thing over here, hoses. I did take a good look at the belts from the other side. They looked okay. The brakes are good over here. We don't have any leaks on either one of the hubs there externally. Take a look at our power steering fluid, see what that looks like. Okay, that's red. It's brand new. Power steering fluid's brand new, and it's to the level it should be. So that's nice. Now, moment of truth here. Let's check the oil. See if we got any milky white oil that would indicate coolant. She's black. Just a touch over full, which doesn't necessarily mean that anything's going in there. Does not smell like coolant, which is not, you won't 100% time smell coolant if it's a small leak. Definitely dirty oil there. Also looking for hose rubs and stuff, just like, once again, this has all been sprayed here. Let's check our Pitman arm here and the drag link. Let's see if we have any play anywhere here. That's all tight. I'm watching for play and stuff down in here when I twist this steering arm here. Everything's tight and moves together, so that's good. One thing I forgot, I usually like to bring a little hydraulic jack with me, jack up the front end. No maintenance items do. Alright, so I cut the video there for a second because this little air pressure light was making me nuts, and probably making you nuts, but First few things I want to check. Oil, oops, horn works, I guess, wasn't trying for that. Oil pressure. We want to make sure that oil pressure comes right up when we start the truck. And it's cold, so it's going to be a little high. All right. And if we want to know if they ran this truck to prep it, get ready for us, we would show some coolant temperature. And nobody knew that we were coming. The truck was completely cold. So we got good oil pressure. Come over here. Air pressure was down. Obviously, we knew that. We get some kind of air leak. But what I'm watching for is that air pressure is climbing steadily, and that the compressor's building air at a good steady rate. And it is. So that's working the way we want it to. Now, I'm not completely schooled in this Mack display here, but let's see if we can find. All right, there's our fuel economy. Okay, for this trip, they're at 6 miles per gallon. Let's see here what else we can find. Trip to total engine hours 11,916. That's a little high, if you ask me. What we want to do is do the math and see the average rate of speed. Probably somewhere around 44, 43 miles an hour lifetime. So you can tell kind of idle percentage by that, or if it's been used for, you know, local work, stuff like that. Yeah, oh, there we go right there. Average mile per hour, 37 miles per hour. So this truck has either a good amount of idle time on it, or it's been used for a good amount of local work. And I'm pretty sure it's the local work thing, because I know which company this truck came off of. Average miles per gallon, 6.5. If you're doing local work, that ain't bad. It's definitely not bad. So let's see what else we got here. Gauges. Let's see what other gauges we got here. We can view our temp gauges. The nice part about the Mack, we got a lot of different gauges here. That ain't what we're looking for. I want to try that, find that DPF filter thing. We got oil pressure gauge, boost pressure, air suspension. That ain't what we're looking for. Other gauges. Alright, I'm not finding that DPF gauge. Might not be in here, or I might just not know how to find it. So, whatever. When I cut the thing there because of the low air pressure light, I did jump out to look at the exhaust quick. Really nothing to speak of. So with it running, let's just go outside and see what we're looking at, if we got any noises or any problems obviously going on out there. Alright, she idles nice and smooth. You want to make sure that the fan disengages, even though that looks like it is going, it's at low speed, it's just idling along. Just wanted to walk away from the noisy engine there for a second. So something we're looking at the coolant tank too is discolored coolant. We don't want to see black coolant in there. We want to see good, clean, red coolant. And we don't want to see obvious signs of like pressure in there, like the thing's just rumbling like a raging river. It should be pretty calm and even. We don't want to see any signs of like unwanted pressure in there. Okay, and everything looks good as far as that goes. It's clean. I think we just got a leak somewhere. Also too, I was kind of watching to see if the level drops, and we're gonna let it run for a little bit. I'll shut it off, and then we'll just kind of look around for some leaks too. All right, something I did check too with the guard dog before I fired the vehicle was the voltage from the batteries. It was like 12.6, so that's a decent voltage. And I checked the air conditioning, checked the fans. For some reason the radio is not working. That's an issue. I got the, as you can see, I got the lights going. I found there's a marker light out on the visor, and I pulled the battery box open here. You can see there's only 3 batteries, which is, it's no big deal. Some trucks only have 3 batteries. Plus it saves you a little bit of weight. I'd prefer to have 4 batteries, but that's something we could always add in the future. No big deal. Batteries are not that old. Not a, you know, clean, not a lot of corrosion here. Oh man, we got an airplane going overhead. We're right next to the airport. Sorry about the noise. But at any rate, we don't have a ton of battery corrosion going on there. I don't see any batteries leaking or anything. So we got good batteries. The thing popped right off, started like a champ. So that's a good thing. Built up all the air pressure, walked around, not finding that air leak. So it could just be a real slow air leak, or if the thing's been sitting for 4 months, you know, the wind rocking it back and forth on the airbags, that'll bleed some out. It wasn't completely down to 0, it was down to about 50. So not a big deal there, but I'm going to put some of this back together, and then I'm gonna go under the truck. We're gonna look a little bit more for that air leak, and I'm gonna start checking out drive shaft, brakes, that kind of stuff, and then take it for a test drive. At this point, I still haven't contacted the salesman. I've been out here in the lot. You can see this. Here's my car parked around all the other trucks. I was out here doing my thing. The truck was open. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'll go get the key and grab a salesman, grab a plate, we'll go for a test drive. Let's go under the truck first. We're under the truck, and thank God it's a gravel lot. This is gonna be fun. But anyway, grab my flashlight. Take a flashlight with you. Check for leaking differentials. Okay. Oh crap, that's another thing I forgot. I meant to bring a wrench to open up the differentials to check the fluid levels. Crap, I forgot that. Oh well, not a big deal. Again, we're gonna check brakes while we're down here. Brake cans. Yeah, everything's been painted. Once they paint everything, you get to be limited. I don't know what the hell this plug is hanging down here. I have to ask them about that. You can see we got a couple airline rubs here, but looks like that's been taken care of. Checking for hose rubs too. Any wear, anything you would normally check for on your truck too. No leaks down here in the bottom of the differentials. We're also going to check the back one like that. Once again, like I said, I think all 4 airbags are new. Something I showed you in a previous video. Here's our U-joint here. We're gonna rotate it a little bit, listen for clunking, and then we're gonna just kind of push it up, push it up, push it around, and see if we got any play in all the U-joints. We're gonna do every U-joint like that, front to back. I won't video all of them because it's just redundant, but we're gonna go all the way up to the front of the truck, looking at all the same things, rubs in any lines. Here we got another U-joint here in the carrier bearing. We're gonna push around on this real good, see if we can get that carrier bearing to move. Just gonna give everything a real good once over, and then too, I'd like to check the tranny fluid, but once again I forgot my damn wrench. Shame on me. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do under here. Look at all the components. Here we got our air dryer. Looks like that cartridge has been changed on 7/9/20. We're gonna look at the bottom of the purge valve there. Here, let me scoot up there. Looking at the purge valve on the air dryer here. Make sure it's not all oily, that we're spitting oil. That's nice and dry. That's clean. Well, we got road grime on there, but there's no oil. And that's something too. We fired this thing up, we let the air dryer purge. It didn't spit any oil on the ground. So that's a good sign. A good compressor, it's not passing oil. We got air lines out the wazoo here to look at. Make sure the tranny's not leaking. And yeah, we're gonna go front to back, check everything over. All right, I'm underneath the front end now by the driver's side steer tire, and I finally hear that air leak. I can hear it, so we'll hunt that down a little bit more. Probably won't find it, we'll pull it in the shop and make them do it. But oil pan's dry, we don't have leaks and stuff. All these fittings are nice. Something too, when the truck is running, right here, well, up here, we got a blow-by tube. Now that's nice and dry. I like to see that. Not an oil squirting out of there, nothing or dripping. But we want to watch that for like big, you know, when you watch your truck and you see steam coming out of there and stuff. Excessive blow-by. We can also test for that, which if we get to that point, hey, we can do that. But we're not that far yet. Just looking general condition under here. Anything that's been replaced or any rubs. Good over here. Still looking for that coolant leak too. All right, here on the passenger side now. It's not finding that coolant leak, but I do see this white residue on this hose here. That's probably coolant dripping from somewhere. So need to find, not saying that's the leak, but it could be. It could be. So, not seeing any problems here. What do we got here? A little drip or something? Oh, that's a paint drip. Never mind. Can't really see a lot from down here, honestly. Looking at the frame too, make sure no cracks. And we already checked the front bags for no, they're brand new. I'm gonna climb back there, get a hold of the tie rods, all the way, just see if I can get any play out of them ends. It'd be another part where it'd be nice to have the truck jacked up, but I don't, because I forgot my jack. So okay, looked everything over underneath. Looks like it's, you know, things aren't going to be perfect. You just gotta say, okay, this is a used truck, you know, say okay, it has 200,000 miles on it. Is it consistent with the kind of wear and condition I would expect with a 200,000 mile truck or an 800,000 mile truck? This is about 450,000. Things are actually a little better than I would expect for a 450,000 mile truck. But hey, that's good news. Checked out the exhaust here. No obvious signs of leaks or holes. The exhaust looks good. The cab shocks there looked good. The cab airbags look really good, actually. Yeah, I would guess those have maybe been replaced at some point. And then I did check back here. You got a torque arm right here that so we got that rubber bushing squirting out of this torque arm. You can see that a little bit. So I might ask for that if I was to buy it. And then we got a rubber, or we got a torque arm up here too. This one actually looks in good shape. This torque arm's good. So yeah, little things like that. All right, let's do a DOT brake pop test now. Make sure this yellow button is gonna pop if the air pressure goes low. We already know the alarm works, but let's do that test. All right, key on. You can see our air pressure is nice and high. So we're gonna push the yellow button in here. Also gonna do, let's just let that normalize here for a second. Also gonna do a leak test here. With the yellow button in, I'm just gonna push the foot pedal in, and we're gonna watch for a minute or so, see how much air we lose, if we lose any. And also I got the window down, and I'm listening for air leaks out the window. I don't hear anything out the window, so we're not leaking down. That's good. All right, that's enough of that. Let's pump the brakes down now, see if that thing's gonna pop for us. Alarm's on. Come on, baby. There she popped. So I'm not trying to make a video while I'm test driving this thing, but I haven't made it off the dealer lot yet. I pulled it out of its parking spot. Number one, there's no free play in the clutch, so clutch needs adjustment. But I don't know what happened. It worked before, but now that I'm out here out of the parking spot, I push the throttle and nothing happens. I'll put the thing in reverse here. I'm in a safe parking lot here, so don't jump me for doing this while I'm moving, but okay. Let the clutch out. Moving in reverse. Push the throttle all the way to the floor. Nothing. Let's try her in forward here. Yeah, this clutch is way out of adjustment. We're moving. You can see I'm moving. Pushing this thing all the way to the floor. We got nothing. So I think we got a bad throttle position sensor. So let's just park this thing right back in its spot, and I guess we'll move along. Tell the salesman about it, I guess, and move along to the next one here. I figured it out on my own. Had to turn the cruise control switch off. Once I turned that off, the throttle works just fine. Never had a truck before that it mattered. Like a Freightliner, it doesn't matter. You can have the cruise on, step on the gas, it goes just fine. Apparently with this, you got to have the cruise control switch off. But I'm still going to ask. That doesn't seem quite right to me, because if you're on the highway at speed, you should be able to step on the throttle and get the truck going faster. So I'm going to ask if that's right. That could still be something wrong with the throttle position sensor. But that clutch she's tight, needs adjustment, and I'm headed out on the road. We'll get her up to speed. So far she rides and drives pretty sweet. Shifts great. Transmission's nice and tight yet. No slop in it. Just finished up looking at that first one. For some reason my camera froze up there for a little while. Couldn't video the end of it. But for that, the truck drove great. Rode nice, shifted nice, all kinds of power. Brought it back. Before I left, I put a gallon of coolant in it, just to make sure it wasn't going to shut me down or anything for being low. And checked the level. I marked the level. When I came back, it wasn't low, but it wasn't, you know, when the truck gets hot, your level should go up a little bit. And actually the level went down a little bit. So I don't know if we lost more coolant. I did see some drops of coolant on the leaf spring. I couldn't see where it might have been coming from. And I don't know if I spilled some while I was putting it in, but at any rate, if I decide to further pursue that truck, it's going to have a pressure test of the coolant system and some other things. We're going to check some things out, see if we can find some leaks or see what might be going on there. And if I further want to pursue it, it's going to get an oil sample, make sure we don't have coolant in the oil, blah blah blah. And I'm not big on a dyno. I don't care much about a dyno, but a lot of people want to have that done. So I didn't see anything other than that coolant issue that would make me rule that truck out. So I'm gonna just move on to the next truck. So I have, you know, if I look at this next truck and there's no issues like that, well, obviously we're just gonna rule out that first one and look further into the second one. The one I looked at yesterday with all kinds of problems, they were all little problems, and the dealer said they would fix every one of them. Some of them weren't little problems, like it needs brakes all the way around, it needs shocks all the way around, it needs 2 steer tires. Those are just a few of the bigger things. But they said they'd do all of it, so I'm not ruling that truck out. If they do it, we may go back and look at that one again. But I'm going to look at this second one here today. It's the same truck as that one, just 30,000 less miles. Otherwise, it's a sister truck, and it has an electric APU on it. So I'm headed over there to look at that now. I'll take you out with me and see what that one looks like. Right here behind me is the sister truck to that one. Just got done looking at this one. I put it through the same exact checks as I did the other one. Not as much to report on this one. Clutch could stand to be adjusted. It definitely stand to get some drive brakes and drums. Not a lot else. The front end though, you can see these are darn near brand new steer tires that whoever traded it in must have put on. And already on this inner rib here we got river wear all over the place. You can't feel it as much as, or see it as much as you can feel it, but on a brand new tire, and it's got a hop in the front end when you drive it. So other than that, there's a marker light out, and this is just a very plain Jane. This one has an APU, which is not operational at the moment, but they kind of took it out of the price of the truck, so not really raising a stink about it. But you know, talk about plain Jane truck. No power mirrors, no power windows. Does have a power window on the other side. Pretty good gauge package. Air conditioning blows nice and cold. The seat on the passenger side is not air ride. This one is, however, it's not a great seat, but I'm pretty sure my Freightliner seat would swap into here real nice. But I don't know, this truck might not be for me. This truck is a maybe. This truck is better than the other one that I looked at this morning, and I'm gonna go ahead and scratch that other one because of some of the issues, and this would be my one of my top choices here. Of course, pending a front end inspection and alignment, and it doesn't hurt to ask for a new steer tire over there, and hell, even one over here. These are cheap Falcon Chinese tires anyway. I don't really care for them. Tires on the drives are these recaps. Don't like them either, but I think I'll ask for some other things. Definitely brakes. And yeah, so I'll talk to the dealer on that. I'm done looking at trucks for the day. I'm on my way home, and share a couple thoughts with you. I just talked to the dealer, gave him a call, and told him what the scoop is on that first one I looked at today. I think that thing's drinking coolant. I really do. Don't know where it's going, don't care enough to track it down and find out, so we're just gonna scratch that one. That second one, I don't know, we would need the front end looked at pretty good, and then we'll go from there to see if I want to do further tests on it. Didn't see any other major problems. It does need brakes on the drives, and he agreed to that. This truck isn't necessarily for me, it's for a driver that looking at bringing on here, trying to help him find a truck at a reasonable cost, and not get ripped off, find a good truck. I didn't make a video on the one I looked at yesterday, the blue one. I think that's probably going to be the first choice if they agree to fix everything that's wrong with it. Like I said, it hasn't even gone through the shop yet, it just came in, and talked to him about it. He seemed to be okay with everything, except for putting new steer tires on it. And the other is a long list of things. It's a lot of money, so pretty satisfied with that, and we'll see where that goes. But don't be afraid to ask for things. Sometimes if you're looking at buying a truck, especially a used one, asking for things to be done or fixed or replaced is worth more than getting money off the truck. I mean, you can ask for one or the other, you can ask for both, but you know, don't be shy to ask for things. In this market, with trucks as tight as they are, you might not be successful, but you have no chance of being successful if you don't ask. Now, we're gonna let them fix everything on that blue truck, and then I'm gonna do some further looking at it. I'm gonna drive it again, and make sure they fixed everything they said they were gonna fix. We might probably gonna pull an oil sample on it at that point. I don't feel the need to pressure test the coolant system, but we can certainly do that. I looked that truck over pretty darn good, even better than the ones I did today, and I don't don't feel the need to put it on a dyno. I don't, you know, it's not that concerning to me. It's got 600,000 miles on it. It's not going to dyno out perfectly. I got my expectations in line with what I'm buying, so I'm not real concerned about that. I did jack that one up, check the front end. It's a good truck. It's a more premium interior. It's less money. These two I looked at today were $45,000 with mid 400s in mileage, 2016s. That one's a 2016, 600,000 miles on it for $35,000. Got brand new drive tires on it. It's got a lot going for it. If they do everything, it'll have all new brakes, all new shocks, new steer tires, alignment, blah blah blah, and a bunch of nicky-nack stuff. So probably gonna go that route. Like I said, everybody has their own way of doing stuff and looking at stuff. This is just to help you out with the process and spot the obvious things. You know, there can be big things. You can pull an oil sample and do all kinds of things, put it on a dyno, and still have the engine blow, you know, a month later. So granted, you know, you're lessening your chances of that, but there's certain things that nothing's going to catch. So what are you going to do? Just have your expectations in line with the price of what you're paying for the truck and what the truck is. And if you can get a warranty, great. If you can't get a warranty, hey, further inspections, you know, that all plays a part in it too. So hope that this video helped somebody out somewhere with something. And if you like these kind of things, hit that like button, subscribe. Check out the links in the description below all my videos for some discounts on some great products, good fuel pricing, some good fuel and oil additives. And we will see y'all next time.